I see from YouTube over there. Hello, hello, and good morning, Facebook. What's up, YouTube? How we doing out there? Thank you for joining me. As always, it's nice to see you. Connecticut Medical Marijuana Critic. Compound concentrates and coffee. We are here. We're finally up. We're on the air. It's your SunDaze edition. How you doing out there? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you've had a good start to your day. There we go. You know, I'm going to have to say, video's already looking good. Audio sounds good. I mean, on my end. But you're the ones who count, so you got to let me know. YouTubers, thank you for the thumbs already. Steven, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you in Facebook land. Good morning, good morning. Wow, I'm seeing 5 people over in YouTube already. I'm seeing 3 people over in Facebook already. Hi, everybody. Cheers. Hey, Annabelle, how are you? All right, currently, as I open up our weather station here on the grounds of the compound in Orange, Connecticut, it's 47 degrees out there, thank you. 47 degrees, 68% humidity, and winds have buzzed the station at 10 miles an hour. Now, today, depending upon where you're at in Connecticut, dreary, drab, overcast, cloudy, could be the name of your day. You could even have a little bit of rain coming your way. Although, we're still sticking, and I like this. I love starting the weeks out right, and you know it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 7 days in a row. Beautiful sunny weather. Temperatures are going to get up there. You're going to see temps on a few of the days hitting the low 60s. So, enjoy. Take advantage. Now, looking at our traffic as well. No incidents, no closures, no delays this day. Yes, things are nice. You're a good driver? Well, so am I. Most people are. Does not mean the other guy always is. So if you're out there, look out for them. You'll get from point A to point B and back again. On this day in 1966, we see The Doors, who officially signed with Elektra Records. Now, that was a deal for the band to produce 7 albums. The band also reluctantly agreed to release Break On Through as their first single. Now, the lyric, she gets high, she gets high, she gets high, changed to she gets, she gets, she gets, in order to secure radio play. Also, Janis Joplin on this date in 1969. Well, she was arrested during a gig in Tampa after bad-mouthing a policeman and using vulgar and indecent language. Now, Joplin became upset after police moved into the hall, forcing fans to move back to their seats. As the singer left the stage, she confronted a detective, calling him a son of a bitch, and told him she would kick his face in. Well, she was released on $504 bail. Yeah. I'm doing all right. I can't complain. All right. All that angst with Janis. Here we go. Destructor, Austin Woodward, and Zach Ledbetter. Destructor, Austin Woodward, Zach Ledbetter. Let us go over here. Doing a little Cole Common Green. It's a tune called Level Up. Thank you all for all those likes over there, Facebookers. All right, wrapping up. Cole Common Green. Again, the tune is called Level Up. That came to you out of pop. So, number 2. This is 1976. Jamie Stone here for you. I know my boy. I know my boy. How you doing? That's my good boy. That's my good boy. Yes, he is. His daddy's good boy. Yes, he is. He is my good boy. Yes, I give good boys happy scratches. Yes. say hi, Chloe. Okay, but you gotta say that right. There you go. That's right. You say hi to your fans. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. Excuse me. Thank you for the follow of Compound Concentrates and Coffee.
It's in you, the spirit within you that teaches you these things. It's the spirit that you take.
Cheers, Stephen. Wow. Well, congratulations to this child. A Colorado fifth grader may have set a new world record when he kayaked all 280 miles of the Colorado River through the Grand Canyon. Yeah, Bodie, 10 years old, whose parents, Tommy and Polly, are both experienced kayakers, joined his parents and older siblings for the 280-mile trip through the Grand Canyon via the Colorado River. He says, it was fun. I loved the big waves. Bodie's parents said they have filed paperwork with Guinness World Records to have him certified as the youngest kayaker to navigate the length of the Colorado River through the Grand Canyon. You know, they're like, yeah, it was a pretty big deal. I just believed in him being able to make it and make it all happen. I felt that he had the skills. So, that's awesome. I mean, it's not like he did it by himself. He was all supervised, so good for them. Good for them. Well, absolutely. Coffee is nectar from the gods. It's an awesome thing to have, especially, once again, I got to give a cheap plug. People see him up here on the board. One of Compound Concentrates and Coffee's sponsors is Great Mind Coffee Roasters, a local coffee company right here in Connecticut. And, well, yes. One must do what one must do to make one feel better, of course. So, enjoy. Spark up. Kick back, relax, chill, and chat. That's what it's for. Let me get over here. How about we do a little Ruby Amon Foo? Now, Ruby will be taking us into Plaid Pants and Peril, which, well, of course, leads JC in for the JC Power Hour. So, this is Can We Talk About It? Actually, that's a slow tune. Slow's got to go. Here we go. Keenan Trevon. This is Coop. Yes. The 5-3 Cardinals versus the 7-2 Buffalo Bills. That game starts at 4 o'clock. Of course, got the shirt on. Have to support the team. What's up, Mark? How are you, man? Nice to see you in Facebook land. Yeah, you guys are 2-7, right? If I'm remembering. By the way, pardon me for those who don't know. I'm just over here sharing out the show. Gotta spread the smiles and let people know, right? Yeah, if y'all out there would be so kind, if you are so inclined to do so, yeah, spread the smiles, share the show. Yeah, there have been some nasty injuries this year. That's for sure. That's for sure. I mean, of course, it literally, I don't care who you are. Some, you don't want to see people getting injured the way some have. Yeah. No. I think I gotta find me someone else. She caught her in my coat. Shawty might cut me loose. Shawty might want the truth. You know me, I don't play by rules. She was running in my coat. I know she saw it too. Pretty little thing, she gon' find a new dude, so I better stop wildin' now. She caught her in my coat. Shawty might cut me loose. Shawty might want the truth, but you know me, I don't play by rules. She was running around in my coat. I know she saw it too. Pretty little thing, she gon' find a new dude, so I better stop wildin' now. There we go. Again, that track is called Coop. That was Keenan Trevon, one of the new artists here. Very tough year for fantasy football. I agree. What's going on, Enigmatic? How you been, my friend? Nice to see you over there in YouTube land. Yeah, I haven't like done anything with fantasy football, honestly, in years myself, but yeah, no, not a good one. Not a good one. Ah, there we go. I hate when I get an eyelash in my eye. There we go. I have a tune coming up for you. It's from Global Genius. The creative team is Scott Dente and Ken Lewis, of course, from Nashville to the world with love. Check out globalgeniusproductions.com if you dig. Plaid pants and apparel, of course. Yes, that stuff was absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. It was one of those, when you opened the cover, the absolute happy hello punch in the face that it gave to you just made you like want to dig and dive in. No doubt. Oh, 1 second, YouTubers. There you are. Trust Facebook. Sorry about that, everybody. Just can't get good help these days, no matter how many times I show people how to set stuff up. It's all good. Shit moves around. I reckon. Huh?
Went off a little early.
No, it didn't. It's 11:01. I have it down to it ends right at 11 o'clock.
No.
All right, everybody. I am out of here. You know what that song is. Somebody missed her cue, but she made it.
Hey, you know, I was in the middle of shooting people in a game. What do you want from me?
Uh-huh, yeah. See, video games more important.
Well, not more important, but, you know, as important.
I recently took a trip to Mass to seek that out at a private vendor I got in touch with. I ended up driving home with 7 diamonds and live batter. Now that's nice. I'm only stepping into the next room. She comes in for an hour. She does the JC's Power Hour, talks sports and other stuff. I do monitor the chats from where I'm at. I mean, just in case people are trying to be idiots. So, we will continue to talk. I'll be back here for 12 o'clock. Hey, right, buddy. Boop. You did see him jump up to my neck, right?
Yeah, Big Mouth, you're going with Daddy.
All right, hell yeah. I'd love to see. For sure. For sure.
Dubba.
All right. Come on, buddy. Come on.
I want to torment Mommy.
Come on.
Go with your daddy. How dare. Yes, Mama taking over. Oh, scratch your butt. Let me get my little page called up here. And hello to everybody. It is Sunday. You know what Sunday is? Sunday is the day for JC's Power Hour. That's what that is. And what is JC's Power Hour? It's powerful. All right, stop. JC's Power Hour, obviously I talk sports. I will talk other things. I will not talk religion and politics because that is the, code of the show. But if you got stuff going on, if you want to talk, if you want to tell what's, if you want to talk about what's going on and just say hi and what's going on in your world, you know what? Say hi. That's what I'm here for. Hi. Obviously, most of what I'm going to talk about today is football because we are at week 10. We are starting that slide towards the end of the season, towards the playoffs, towards, more nervous breakdowns, change-ups, adjustments, and that final push to see who is going to make it to the playoffs and ultimately the Super Bowl and ultimately be this year's champion in a very, very emotionally rough year for a lot of people. I mean, it's been hard with sports. It's been hard with lack of things to do and everything like that. So I give a lot of extra credit for the guys just being out there, and playing, and having to deal with their protocol and having to deal with what's going on. I mean, speaking of protocol, fortunately for my Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger did test negative for COVID, so he is active for today's game. There, he had never tested positive for it, but he was in what they call close proximity of somebody who did, so obviously, they have to follow the right protocol, which is a safe thing to do, obviously. But I am glad that, he's able to play because he missed. Not that I don't have confidence in our backup to take a couple of games, because honestly, Mason Rudolph, he's young. I mean, he did pretty well last year considering how they were thrown into the fire. But I do have faith in my guys. I do have faith in my backup quarterback. But let's be real. Ben missed the entire season last year, and he wants this year. You could see it in his play. And the entire reason he came back, he has said multiple times, is to play with these guys and to do what he's doing and to win games. And so far, dang, aren't we winning games? I'm a happy little camper, let me tell you. Even though a few of the games have been way closer than I wanted to, but there's that special part of the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger that they find a way. They just simply find a way. Even if they make a mistake, if the defense makes a rare mistake, which they really haven't been this year, the offense will back them up. If the offense makes a mistake, the defense will back them up. Special teams makes great plays. And that's really what you need in a football team. You simply can't just have one team, one part of the team carry the whole team. That's where a lot of guys or a lot of teams end up in trouble. Did I just huff right past them? Yeah, I did. Also, quick mention in sports, the Masters tournament is taking part this weekend. First time ever, to my knowledge, this late in the year. But obviously, again, because of COVID, things were rescheduled, revamped, rebooted, tossed around. And right now, Dustin Johnson is at minus 14, tied for the minus 16 in the lead through 4 today. Granted, anything could happen. There's still a lot of golf to be played.
Hey, Mark, move. Come on.
Still an awful lot of golf
to do that to be nice to show you.
to be played, but he's not running away with the field.
I just started golf. Did you see what I wrote on YouTube?
Where what?
Why is it not there? Yeah.
Oh, way down the bottom.
As soon as you started talking.
I was on the other page. Like I said, Johnson is in first. I'm second, only 2 strokes behind. Cameron Smith, 1 stroke behind him. Roy McIlroy, which you certainly can't turn your back on because he does nice little boosts. He's at minus 10 along with Dylan Fratelli. Please forgive me if I'm pronouncing the names improperly. And also Abraham Answer. So sometime this afternoon, somebody will get a new green jacket, and I know not everybody is big on uh, so for those who are into golf, have at it. Also, one of the things that I do every week is I do my picks for the week. And last week, my picks I was pretty spot on. I was 11-3. So you know what? Maybe I know what the heck I'm doing. Maybe I got a skill or two. Who knows? But I wouldn't, I don't say you have to take my picks to the bank or nothing, but I don't go only by statistics, only by win-loss records. I go by a lot of things. I go by are personal reads and what's a good way to put it? Not so much. I mean, to an extent, personalities, but like how the mentality of a team I take into consideration also. I take into consideration how the team is doing on a lot of different levels. Maybe it's the personal manager in me, who knows, but when I take all these things into consideration, of course, nobody's ever 100%, but sometimes I have a little insight that, I've seen a lot of sports announcers who basically get paid, by ESPN and CBS and all that stuff for their job, make some picks for a week that are just only statistically based, and I really don't think you could take that. I think you have to take a lot of what they're doing and a lot of there's just so much more to do and to take into, and I don't know why either, but you're a shitty boy. But let's um fortunately last week there weren't massive injuries like there were a couple of weeks ago, like when we lost Dak on the Cowboys. That was just hideous. There was which guy was it? Somebody did break an ankle, but nowhere near as bad. It was like a dislocated ankle with a fracture, and that sounds painful. Like dislocating your ankle. That ow. That really does sound pretty bad. But hopefully the guys on all teams, not just mine. Hopefully most of the guys stay healthy this week. Um, I don't like seeing anybody go down. Not like that. I'd rather them be beaten, not injured. But leave us get into talking about some of these games, talking about who we think are gonna go here and there. We do have very interesting the 1 o'clock games. There are 5 1 o'clock games, and then there are 6 in the four. Sorry, wait a minute. More than 6 actually. No, no, it is 6. Sorry. There's more in the late window than in the early window, which is the complete opposite of what we normally have, which is kind of cool. And all the games are spread out, so you have a lot of good games on either side. Have an itch, sir? Don't scratch your ear. You scratch your ear too much, you'll cut it. You got sharp little claws. But let's get into it now. And the first game we're going to talk about is the Philadelphia Eagles, 3-4-1. And that one always comes back to bite you, even in a crappy division, against the 2-7 Giants. Hey, check it out, 2-7. Giants actually won last week. Who'd have thought it? Honestly, certainly not Giants fans, because I have a lot of friends who are Giants fans, and they gave up on their season weeks ago, so they were even surprised that they won last week. I mean, to quote Eric Dre, it can't rain all the time, but for some teams, it can. And to be fair, Giants almost lost that game. It was a close game. But they played basically to a team with no name, who, if my memory serves, was the last team that they won. They've only won 2 games, and both have been against the Washington football team, which I still say they deserve to lose. And I kind of think that's funny. All that being said, I'm not 100% sure they could put 2 wins together in 2 weeks, but I have very little confidence in the Eagles putting together anything of sustenance, as it were. The possible good thing for the Eagles is they're coming off a bye week, and yeah, I know I'm reaching to help them. I am. Some teams could take that bye week and regroup. The Vikings did. The Vikings came off of their bye week and they came back a lot stronger. So whatever adjustments they made worked out to their advantage. But can the Eagles do the same thing? Some people come off of the bye week even rustier than they went in going in. So that's always a sticky wicket, as it were. That being said, I think it's going to be another close, low-scoring game like last week. Last week the Giants won 23-20. That's not a huge, performance on either side. But I think the Eagles might squeak this one out, and I don't think it's going to be pretty. I don't think it's going to be I think both teams are going to try to give the game back at certain points. I honestly think both teams are going to have a lead and both teams are going to lose the lead. But I think by the end of the day, the Eagles will be the one to have it. Again, I don't think it's going to be pretty, but we're going to go there. I'm also looking around for my bookie bet of the week because I always have a couple in consideration right up until the day because I relax. I ain't taking that one. That's for sure. Oh God, no, not on the laptop. Holy Mother of God! What? Hi. You're clawing my arm, and you almost screwed up Daddy's laptop. Down, 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 spawn of Satan. Ugh. Ow. You got claws, dog. So yeah. If next game is Jacksonville Jaguars 1-7, playing in Lambeau Field against the Green Bay Packers. And for a hot second, I thought about making this my bookie bet of the week. For a hot second. I mean, it certainly would fit the definition of a bookie bet. Which for those of you who don't know, I'll explain really quick. It's in honor of my old man who passed years ago, who, whenever he and I talked sports, he always said that there's no excuse for the home team to lose. And I always used to tease him and say if that was the case, all they had to do was make up the schedule and then just count the wins and losses and move on from there. I said, obviously there have to be variables that people are going to lose at home, or there really would be no sense in playing the games. All you'd have to do is look at the schedule. So if a strong home team lost, his saying was always that was a bookie bet. The bookies made it do that so that they could win the money. And if the bookies have that much power, then, more power to them. That's why they got so much money. But basically, that's the game I call. And I was going to make this because this would be like the humongous long shot, because looking on paper, looking at the teams, looking at the strength of Rodgers with, the way he leads his team through the waters, I mean, that would be a bookie bet. But it would also mean that Green Bay is taking a page out of the Steelers' book and playing down to crappy teams that you should steamroll over. I'd like to think that we're the only ones dumb enough to do that. And I can't. I can't make that pick. It really should be absolutely no trouble whatsoever for Green Bay to just roll over them. So hopefully that's what they do. I mean, I think Jacksonville is gonna give it their all, but I don't think their all is gonna stack up anywhere near what Green Bay is going to be able to put out for them. Next team, the Washington football team against the Detroit Lions. I really hate that name. Have I mentioned how much I hate that name? Because truly, I hate that name. I really do. But Washington is 2-6. Detroit is 3-5. On paper they look like they're relatively equally matched, but Detroit's a lot stronger of a team this year. They are just making a lot of mental errors and are not playing consistently. I mean, Washington is just having their normal issues, basically.
Hot coffee, cold pizza, man, no greater combination. No greater.
Double stuffed Oreos and Hawaiian Punch. Double stuffed Oreos and Hawaiian Punch. It is not. It is awesome. It's not. It is beyond awesome. I swear, I wish I could ask Chef Ramsay's opinion just to see his reaction. No, it's an exotic taste bud delight. I can hear the eye roll from here. Where was I? Oh yes, I was talking about how Detroit is a lot stronger than Washington, which I believe they are. Both teams are struggling this year. At this point, if anybody has a chance to turn it around and make a run for like a wild card spot, I would say it was Detroit, because I just think they have more strength on the team. I think they're, like I said, their mental playing and their communication is where they're losing. Because you could see when they're flowing good, and then all of a sudden it's like, just this little glitch in what they're doing, and it's like, where the heck did that come from? But other than that, I'm gonna take Detroit. Because name or no name, Washington is just playing like Washington has been, and very, very inconsistently, and very, very one game acting like a full team, and another game acting like a practice squad in junior high school playing up against a pro team. They just don't have it. Speaking of not having it or having it, look at the Cleveland Browns, 5-3. Who would have thought that? They're actually playing quite well. Now, also, who would have thought that the Houston Texans would be 2-6 at the halfway point? I mean, honestly, the Texans may not be like, this 14-2 kind of team, but they are a strong enough team that 9-7, 10-6 by the end of the year is something that you expect from them. You expect them to be like right in the wild card hunt, right in that, depending on how everybody else plays by the end of the last couple of weeks, you expect them to be talked about in the playoff picture. And the way they're going right now is just ugly. Ugly because of what they have on that team, and they're another one that it just seems like the talent on the team is being pulled in several different directions, and it's just not firing correctly. It's and a lot of these things with them and with Washington, a lot of it could be put on the coaching staff, because when it seems like this much of a communication problem, when it's this much of an execution problem, the blame's got to go somewhere. And ultimately, it's the coach that's supposed to be able to come over here and say, look, this is what you are doing wrong. This is what's going to help you do it right, and lead them and turn them around properly. And it's not really happening. So it surprises me to say, but I really believe it's going to be Cleveland beating them again. And Cleveland is doing what these guys need to do. It took them a few years, but all of a sudden they seem to have the communication that they haven't had in the past few years. They have more focus Uh, and whether that lasts or not is one of the reasons that this division is one of the hardest divisions to win. I mean, normally at least three of the teams are fighting right up there for the top. I mean, there have been years that like all four teams. For a lot of years, though, Cleveland was struggling, so it was really a three-man race. But especially in the division itself, Cleveland has enjoyed the role of being the spoiler. And you know what? I'm not going to the Super Bowl, but they'll beat the Steelers, the Ravens, or the Bengals just to keep them out of the playoffs. I mean, they play with spite, which a lot of times at the end of the year, if you've done really crappy, that's all you have left. And that's why I've said a million times you can't take a poorly playing team lightly, especially getting close to the playoffs, because they have nothing left to do. They're not going to win. They're not going to get in the playoffs. Usually by the end of the season, it's pretty well set on what order they're going to get their draft pick. So they got nothing else to do but spoil somebody else's game. So these are the kind of guys you got to watch for. All that being said, they're unless they turn around and flummox somehow, they're going to be in it. Not that I don't think the Cleveland Browns could turn around and shoot themselves in the foot. That they've done many times. But so far, they seem to be doing good. So we are taking them. Next, Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Carolina Panthers. Tampa Bay 6-3, Carolina 3-6. I'd like to say that I'm surprised Carolina is 3-6, but I'm not. They've been playing mediocre ball for the past few years, so that doesn't surprise me. I would like them to beat Tampa Bay, only because Brady's there, and we all know how I feel about Brady. But so far, Brady's done what I honestly did not think he would do. He's actually adjusted well enough that he is performing. He's not unbeatable, so honestly, anybody could come in there and beat him. I mean, they, I mean, I did pick the Saints to win over them last week, but I thought it was going to be, I thought it was going to be one of those big fights. It was going to be, they each score back and forth, and it was going to be 41-44 type of score by the end of the game. And for the Saints to just roll over them, like completely roll over them, 38-3. I was shocked. I was. I wasn't. I'm not saying I wasn't happy, but I was shocked. And again, that I am totally putting on not only the good play of the team, but the simple fact that even though Brady and Drew Brees are both great quarterbacks, Brees has been with the Saints his whole career, and now Brady is on a new team, which he's never had to do before. So there is going to be some, I don't even want to call it a learning curve, but a well-executing team that's had all this experience together, that strong of a team, is going to be able to run ruckshot right over. And when I really knew that the Buccaneers were in trouble last week was when they had 1st and goal on the 1-yard line. And not only were they stopped 3 times, but they went for it on 4th down, and they still didn't get the touchdown. I was like, they're done. They are done because the Saints were just all in on that game, and that was the end. Boom. So I think not only for the talent of everything, but I think basically after that spanking, Tampa Bay is just going to come out a house of fire and be like, we are not losing 2 weeks in a row, not like that. So I think Carolina is going to give them a fight, but I think the Buccaneers are just not even about it. they are just like, hell to the no, not going to do it. Now, who would have thought this team would also be 5-3? Look at the little Browns and the little Dolphins mirroring each other. Ain't they cute? Dolphins are actually putting some good plays together, some good wins. Who would have thought it? And they're playing at home against the Los Angeles Chargers. Again, unfortunately, home field isn't as big a deal this year as it has been in other years. I mean, obviously you want to win in your own field, blah 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 blah. Duh. But it's not as cool to have 50, 60,000 live fans there screaming for you. I mean, it helps to be at home, but it's not the huge thing that it was. But I'm gonna be brave, and I'm gonna think that Miami's gonna do it again, because they've been trying. I think they've been trying to win their fans back, because their fans have been another one that's just been so fed up. Nobody, not right now. Stop. That was beyond pathetic. Just gonna let you know that was pathetic. Go to Daddy. You're cute. Mommy got a show to do. I'll be done soon. In 20 minutes. Okay? You're gonna have to wait. I know waiting is not your forte, but go to Daddy. Or sit there and whine. You can do that too. So that Miami game, which I'm picking Miami, is the first of the 4 o'clock in the 4 o'clock window. The next is the Denver Broncos against the Las Vegas Raiders, and that still does not roll off the tongue yet. It really doesn't. I mean, my brain tries to go back to Oakland Raiders, and that tells you how old I am. But Las Vegas Raiders it sounds weird. It really does. But they're playing amazingly strong, and I think they like their new stadium. Again, home field isn't the biggest thing, but I think they're happy that they have this new thing, because they're playing very spunky, very energetically, very they're very pumped up in their new place. So I think they really like having their new stadium, and I think they're really looking forward to when we get past all the craziness that we could have, like a new, all the teams having full capacity again. But Denver is again one of those teams that's surprising me, because they're in the middle of the game. They look strong, and then they start to peter out, or they get to the red zone, and they don't they don't finish the job. I mean, I honestly thought that they had a shot, doing to the Falcons what's happened, like, 7 million times with the Falcons, that they were going to come back and beat them. But they just didn't quite have enough to do it. And the Raiders are playing a lot stronger and seem to be, like I said, they seem to be in a good mental place. And I don't know, a lot of it I'm attributing to they just seem happy. They seem happy that they have a new place. They seem happy that things are moving forward. I mean, mentality is a big thing in this game, and they're just obviously they're cool with their coaches. They're cool with who's playing on the team with each other, and that translates into a lot of wins. And I'm gonna take them. Please don't gnaw my ankle off. My ankle is not a toy. I love you too. Dogs. Next, we have the Buffalo Bills going out to the desert to play the Arizona Cardinals. I believe I heard a Buffalo call out there. Now, Buffalo's been playing amazingly strong. Not gonna lie, they beat the Seahawks last week, which wasn't. Even though I picked them, it was a team that could go either way because the Seahawks don't roll over for anybody. The Cardinals surprisingly lost to the Dolphins, even though that was a game I picked. The Cardinals just they're another one that just seem to make, even though they have a winning record, they seem to have like some mental errors here and there, and when they make mental errors, they do it in like one of the worst places they can, like usually in the red zone and stuff like that. So, that's an issue. But tell Daddy I just pulled that off of you.
Yeah, the ticks have been bad this year.
Yeah. If any of you have dogs, just keep an eye out. The two short-haired dogs that we have. Oh God! We have been pulling ticks off of them left and right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know you don't like it, but I had to do it. Stop! 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 Now he's all hyper. I know, but holy moly! Go to Daddy. Don't tell me no. Go, Daddy. Don't you sigh at me with that little fuss. Yeah, Daddy. The big guy over there. That's him. Take your toy. Go take your toy to Daddy. You're an airhead. I'm just throwing that out there. You're an airhead. Chris Berman doesn't have to put up with this. Where was I? Oh, yeah. I think this game is going to be close. I do not think either team is going to roll over for the other in this one. I would be surprised if Arizona was strong enough to give Buffalo their third loss. So I'm going to take Buffalo in this as a little bit of a spoiler. I don't think it's strong enough to be the bookie bet of the week, because I think there's a very good chance that Buffalo wins. So it's not. If Buffalo wins, it's not going to be a surprise. So I'm going to take them, but it's going to be a close game, and it's going to be one of those games where any mental error is gonna shift the balance of power, as it were. But Buffalo's been playing really solid ball and not making a lot of legitimate mistakes. So, oh God, he's back. Back again. Monty's back. Tell a friend.
Really?
Guess who's back?
Well, I was going to help you, but now.
That was funny. I don't care who you are. That was funny. Even he's disgusted with me, so don't feel bad. Oh, lordy. Next game. San Francisco 49ers against the New Orleans Saints. And as I mentioned before, the Saints are coming off like a beating of the Buccaneers. I mean, just embarrassed the Buccaneers. There's no other word for it. I mean, 38-3. But the Niners aren't they're not a slouch of a team, but they are just really beaten up this year. They've had a lot of injuries. They've had a lot of having to shift up their secondary and just, having to play around the injuries. So honestly, them being 4-5 right now with everything that they've had to go through is actually kind of, it's good for what they've had to work with. If they didn't have these, especially during the Jets game, man, they were falling like flies, let me tell you. But the Saints are like really rolling right now, and just, again, this is another one that I considered for the Bookie Bet of the Week, because if the Niners came in there and after the Saints did what they did, lost to the Niners, that would really be a Bookie Bet. But I'm not taking it. I'm taking the Saints to win. Again, depending on how they're feeling and how they're... Oh my God, it's a dog. And how they're doing, they'll probably give them a good fight. Can I help you, sir? Oh, shit. Do nice. Don't do nibbles at the face. Hey, do nice. Calm. Calm. That was my ear.
Let's go.
Come on.
Let's go. Come on. Go. 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 Go.
What do you mean go? I'm trying to be a pain in the ass here.
Monty, go. Go.
Grab his rings.
I was just going to close the door. I mean, I'm going to make sure he's not out there.
I only got 10 more minutes, Mount. Next game, Seattle against the Rams. Rams are coming off of their bye week. They've been playing decent ball. Seattle has been playing very well, and like I said before, it does not roll over. When they lose, they take it to them, and they lost to Buffalo last week, so I think that whole vengeance thing is going to be there. So I think that again, a good strong game it should be, because again, Rams are coming off a bye. Seattle's coming off a rough loss. They could have beaten the Bills, but the Bills just executed a lot better than they did last week, and it showed in the end game. So I believe that Seattle's going to go take this game. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. I do believe it's going to be one of those bigger scoring games, because both of the teams could do well. Now, this certainly could have been one of the bookie bets of the week, but I'm not going to do that because I try not to call out my team either way, for good or for bad, because I just jinx my own team, and I don't want to do that. For some reason, I don't like jinxing my team. Pittsburgh Steelers are home. They are 8-0, the only undefeated team in the NFL. There's a lot of pressure with this, let me tell you. Because now, especially going into the second half of the season, now everybody's like, okay, who's going to be their first loss? Okay, who's going to be able to do this? Okay, you know, if they lose one, are they going to slide? So there's a lot of pressure. Whereas, as a fan, I would not mind, certainly, I wouldn't mind if my team went 16-0. But the more important is the Super Bowl. I'd rather them be 14-2, 15-1, even 13-3, and still win the Super Bowl. I mean, that perfect season is a wonderful thing, but that's a really high, lofty goal to be trying for. And it could be distracting. It could be really distracting for a team if they're focusing, you need to focus on wins for what they are. You want to win because you want to win, not because you want to keep the only undefeated team status. You want to keep winning just because you have that goal of wanting to be playoff Super Bowl winners. So, all of that being said, this is a division game against the Cincinnati Bengals, who are 2-5-1. You look statistically, there's no way that that's going to happen. There's no way that the Cowboys should have been that close to winning last week. I love the Steelers dearly, but if they have a major fault that stays with them every year, it's playing down to lower teams. It's playing down to a team that on paper looks like they should demolish. It's hard to change that mentality because it's not. It's changing the mindset of every guy on that field, because it basically reeks of overconfidence, and you don't want to be overconfident. And a lot of them have gotten much better. There's not the huge egos, the huge crybabies that used to be on the team. Everybody on the Steelers right now is focused on a goal and focused on getting there, and not focusing on being, oh, I have to do all the catches, I have to do all the runs, I have to do all this. Whoever catches the ball, whoever scores the point, cool, because that's helping us win. And that's the mentality you need. And we need to keep that mentality, and we need to keep these guys happy, and we need to keep these guys going past this season. Again, all that being said, I do believe the Steelers are going to win. I do believe that they are more than capable of winning. But I do believe the first quarter is going to tell you what they're going to do. They're either going to blow this team out of the water, or they're going to let them hang on like little barnacles right till the end and then find a way to win. There's an odd strategy in doing that. There is. There's an odd strategy in doing that maybe other teams coming in think, hey, you almost lost to this one and this one. We'll be able to do it no problem. And then all of a sudden, they play stronger against the stronger teams. There's that weird little, you never know what's in Tomlin's mind, and you never know what's in their mind. I know what's in the fans' minds because we're all dropping dead of heart attacks. But that's, again, neither here nor there. All that being said, I am definitely taking the Steelers. But I do know for a fact the Bengals are not going to roll over. They are going to want this. They have been trash talking all week. One of their players, screwed with the terrible towel on Twitter yet again. This one was like shining his shoes with it, which usually does nothing more than piss our side off and make sure that you lose horribly. So by all means, disrespect the towel. It usually does not work in your favor. It usually helps us. So, if you hear any screams from the compound area, that would mean that my game is on and I am having 9 heart attacks. Quite normal. Please go about your business. 2 more games for this week. If the Sunday night game is the Baltimore Ravens at the New England Patriots. If it was reversed on who was home, I would pick this one for the bookie bet because honestly, I part of me thinks the Patriots are going to surprise the Ravens. I mean, the Patriots, and I haven't been able to say this for quite a while, but the Patriots are kind of struggling. And I think part of it is what I said in the off season. Cam is a great quarterback. I didn't think that he was a good match for New England. I don't think his personality fits in with such a conservative team. I think it would be like, a Republican going to work for a company of all Democrats. It's just oil and water type of thing. It's just, the guys on the Patriots, they're just, and I'm not saying they don't like him. I'm not saying that they don't perform. I'm just saying there's just not. It's just a little too rough around the edges. And of course, part of that is, it's his first year with them. So you're going to have some roughness around the edges. Absolutely. But I just don't think. I don't know. I don't know. I see Cam with more of a flamboyant team, a more, hyper team that the Patriots just really aren't. If I don't know. I mean, a lot of the teams that I think he'd be a good fit for really didn't need a quarterback, so obviously, man's got to work. But there's a big part of me that just it wants to take New England. I don't know why I think New England's going to be a problem for Baltimore. I really don't, because as much as I hate them, the Ravens are playing really strong. But there's just, and God knows, I don't want to say I think the Patriots are going to win. Goodness knows. But there's just something that tells me that New England's going to beat them. So I'm going to take them. And I'm either wrong or I'll be pleasantly surprised. But when I have to pick somebody, that's who I'm going to pick. Now, I made you wait all the way to the Monday night pick for my bookie bet of the week. Chicago is at home, 5-4. Minnesota's been having a struggling year. They are now 3-5, winning 2 on the road. And I think they're going to make it 3 in a row. I think they are going to shock the Bears, who have been playing more consistently throughout the year than the Vikings have. I think the Vikings are going to come in, and I think they finally found their footing. They finally figured out where the accelerator is. Whichever way you want to put it. But I think the Vikings are going to do this. And somehow keep this momentum going and move it along. Pardon. As I said, I was 11-3 with my picks last week, so you never know. I might actually know what I'm talking about. Who would have thought that? A girl knows football? Yes, she does. Just a reminder, the Jets, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, and the Falcons all on bye this week. So they are get to kick back and watch the games this week. Watch who they're going to play next week. Try to get some scouting in. Try to get some relaxing in. And then, you know, we look ahead to weeks. What we do. Now, this is a good time of the year to have a bye over this next couple of weeks. The Steelers had a very early one because our bye got switched because of, you know, COVID protocols and whatnot. But, we shall see. We shall see. So I do hope y'all enjoy my little picks, my little promises, my little realm of adventure into the football world that is JC's Power Hour. Again, keep watch on the Masters. There should be some good plays. Good stuff are happening. Remember, be kind to each other. Life is stressful. Take a step back. Breathe, relax. You don't have to go out of your way to be nice to people that are not nice to you, but don't go out of your way to be unkind to them either. Take the higher ground. The higher ground, believe it or not, once you learn to take it, is kind of satisfying. It lets you know that the world will continue. That you do not need to be mean. starting to get chilly. I mean, we've had a pretty mild November so far, hence why all these stupid little ticks are all over the dogs. Like I was starting to say before, if you have dogs or even cats that go outside, keep a good eye on them. If you're in an area where there's ticks, the tick crop has been enormous this year. Um, Honestly, we need a few good thick snowstorms to bring down the tick population because we haven't had a lot of snow past few years, and I think that's one of the reasons that they've just been able to multiply like crazy. So all that being said, and cheap plug of the week, if you need to relax, if you need to read, check out my books. My books are actually pretty good, believe it or not. You may not know that, but I write books. I do. I probably should. I'll have to remember that next week. But I saw one of my readers yesterday, and we were talking, catching up because I haven't seen her for a little bit. You don't see everybody as much as you normally did these days. But in the middle of us talking, she was quite cute, and she went into little girl tantrum voice, stamping her feet and everything, and said, "When is your fifth book gonna be ready?" Which I even said to her, I was like, that was so freaky cute, it wasn't even funny. Because it really was. Because you got to think of it from my side as an author. Like, literally, somebody, and it's been multiple people who have read my book, have read all 4 of my books, are that excited for my next one to come out that they literally, are going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Right. What's up, everybody?
Hoop. I do hope you have enjoyed. Do you have your lighter?
Yes, I do.
He's right
my
there.
bag, I see.
Hope you all have a wonderful week, and I shall see you later.
What is happening all? What is the good word? How's things? Hopefully you're doing well, Facebookers and YouTubers. Let me get right on back over to some music, of course. Just right away, we'll just let's get up some Micolette. Micolette of the Trackheads. This tune, it's called Best Thing.
Time to walk away, 'cause you don't know
Once again, Micolette of the Trackheads. Best thing. So, how's your head, Facebookers, YouTubers, everybody else? Gonna get into some trivia, because once again, it is Sunday, so of course I'm out of here at 1 o'clock. I mean, football starts and all. Let me grab us. That's slow. Slow's got to go. Here we go. Jenna Bell. R&B and soul, tune called Hesitate. All right. What Southeast Asian country boasts the longest holiday season?
Wasted on you. From the beginning, you see the world spinning just a tasting guide. Wasted on you. Vision was blurry, the moon got me working, and my feelings got
This track's almost over, so we'll be wrapping up the question when it is done. Now, Jean-Pierre Levine, the devil. I'm going to hold on to that question. That was a good one, apparently. All right. We've discussed this before. Now, I'll be curious. Who's retained? What country did Halloween originate? Alrighty. What's up, Diana? How are you, my friend? Nice to see you in Facebook land. What's the good word? What's the good word? Well, it's 12:18. For those who have been paying attention or not paying attention at home, you have 2 minutes. And less. Make sure you're packed, you're rolled, you're raring to go. That 20's going to be here fast, don't you know? And then, of course, once again, the end of the show, 1 p.m. What's up, Budrich? Yes, sir. Too bad you couldn't get on yesterday. Dark Star was here all day. Nice. And Diane, it sounds like you're having a good day. It's overcast over here. We're going to have overcast, a little dreary drab kind of day. I've been calling it for a few now. However, Monday, clear through to next Sunday, we're going to have beautiful sunny weather around here. We're actually going to have temperatures which are going to make it mid upper 50s, possibly low 60s for like 3 days coming up this week. Once again, little Golden Braid Productions, little Kent Osborne, that tune called Grayed Out. Okay. Lance Tabor says, stand up. So everything working okay for everybody out there? I mean, so far all morning it seems to have been. Audio sounds good through Facebook. Again, putting the inner ear monitors in so I can listen to what Facebook hears at all times. I don't know why I didn't think to do it beforehand. Alrighty. What's a group of witches called? Not eligible. No one? Really? A group of witches. A coven. Well, witches brew's something they do. Yeah, when you get a group of witches together, it's called a coven. All right, now, Rocky Duani, little reggae. This tune's called Stand. Excuse me. All right, by what name is Midnight also known as? There it is. Good job, YouTubers. Yes. Witching hour, bewitching hour, midnight, dead of night. Yeah. Bunch of different names. Yeah. All right. Tell me the name of the magician who died on Halloween. Yep. That is correct. He died from a ruptured appendix. Good job, YouTubers. Well, again, we always say, even if you don't know, guess. All right, we're right here on the back side of this track, so I'm just going to let it finish out. Now we are in the stand block. So this is Up and Standing, Kevin Seconds. All right, back in 1981, this book was a best-selling book. Well, it explained how to solve a particular puzzle of the day. What am I referring to? All right, I'm gonna guesses. It shows people are thinking. Not what I'm looking for here. Not saying you're wrong, because of course there were a lot of different best-selling books in all different categories. However, I gave you a hint. Yep, this book I'm looking for was a book explaining how to solve a particular puzzle of the day. Again, all good guesses, all good guesses. I'll give you a hint. Oh, another one. The puzzle I referred to was a handheld puzzle. Wrapping up that track, wrapping up the question. Again, a lot of good answers. People really putting in the effort on that one. However, what I was referring to was #1 bestseller, a book explaining the Rubik's Cube and how to solve it. Yep. And there we go. You had a standing block. So, hope you enjoyed that. Getting into another one of the requests, Nico Fuzz and Chop It Up. All right, the wheel is coming to a stop, so I'll have a question for you in just a second. All right, back in 1980, Eddie Murphy joining the cast of this comedy sketch series. What am I referring to? That's right. SNL is correct, man. I mean, back when it was actually an awesome show. Yeah. Saturday Night Live. Good job, YouTubers. Now, it's actually known that his addition to the show back then was one of the biggest or main reasons why it avoided almost being canceled. All right, here we go. Back in this popular 80s song, what was Jenny's phone number? That's it. Good job, YouTubers. Yeah, 867-5309. All right, Undertow, George Lynch, Heavy Gravel Guild. Okay, what was the date that they traveled to in Back to the Future Part 2? There it is. That's right, YouTubers. Back to the Future Day, October 21st, 2015. Yeah. We're right here at the end of this track. I'm just letting it finish up. I already have the next question. There you go. Such a killer track, man. Now, Dentro D Me, Destroyer creator, Heavy Gravel Guild. And who was the lead actress in the famous bomb film Grease 2? Let's make it clear. I'm not saying, man, that was the bomb. No, it fucking sucked ass. That's it. Good job, YouTubers. Yes, Michelle Pfeiffer. Yes, literally one of the worst sequels to one of the best musicals that was ever made. Although Pfeiffer praised for her performance, you can't put a shiny rock in a pile of shit and call it anything else but a pile of shit. Alright, we're a little over halfway done on this track, so we'll try our next question. What animal has the highest blood pressure? Yes. That's right, YouTubers. Giraffes are correct. Yeah. There we go. Giraffes have the highest known blood pressure of any creature on Earth for a very good reason. Their hearts are fighting gravity every single step of the way. Yeah. All right, once again, that tune, Dentro di Me. Well, Dentro di Me, it actually translates into inside of me. Now, I have Fatima Almeida with Destroyer Creator on this tune. It's called Desera. Now, Desera, if I'm not mistaken, I thought that was Tears, I believe. Let me double check really quick. Yes, Desera is tears in Spanish. That's all good. Good guess, good guess. All right, what animal does not drink water? Well, they do drink water. It's just a very rare thing. Sloth actually get hydration from leaves and fruits, which they eat. It's uncommon, but it has been seen sloths actually drinking water. But good guess. There it is. That's right, the kangaroo rat. A rodent, native to American Southwest. It can actually go its entire lifetime without ever drinking a single drop of water. That's crazy. Like, I just want to reach over to my water bottle right now just thinking about that. Apparently somebody said the outward.
No, I just ran towards him like that's fine.
All right, there we go again. Desera, Fatima Almeida, Destroyer Creator. Let me go on over here. Hitchhiking to the Crossroads. It's still amazing to think that there's actually an animal that can go its entire lifetime without ever drinking water. We've discussed this before. Just kind of curious, who's retained? The fingerprints of this particular animal extremely resemble human fingerprints. What am I referring to? All right, I'm getting good guesses. Not what I'm looking for. So similar are the fingerprints of this particular thing and humans that it's actually hard to distinguish the difference between human and their fingerprints, even under a microscope, to most individuals who even, know how to carefully analyze them. Again, really good guesses. Really good guesses. Overcast, cloudy day. Yeah. No, what I was looking for, the koala. Yeah, the koala. Yeah, Bud Rich got it up on the board while I was talking about it. You know the routine. Yeah, good job. Good job. You know the routine. You get your credit if you get it up there while I'm talking about it. All right. I'm looking at our time, too. Wow. Wow. Close. I have one last track, and then we go into Echopraxia, Austin Woodward, and this is where I get off. This is Mystery Road.
Gotta let it go, no more left to say. Gotta get you in the deep where the water be, baby. Drown you in the love. Gotta get you on your way. Gotta let it go, no more left to say. Gotta get you in the deep where the water
It's all good, man.
drown you in the love.
How many noses does a slug have?
I've been waiting on a tree like a dog gone crazy. I might think I'm gonna make it, might think I'm living wrong, could be wrong. I need somebody who take
That's right. Good job. I figured I'd slip that in before you got out of here. Good job, YouTubers. Yeah, they have 4 retractable noses, actually allowing them to smell 2 different things at one time. It's kind of interesting. I know you got to take off, man, so it's all good. I'm going to hit Candy Corn Castle. All right, little Austin, little Shane Roberts. This tune's called Border. Love you too. Love you too. Just wrapped up Mortar, Austin Woodward, and Shane Roberts. And of course, the last tune, the last track of our broadcast day here on CCNC. Cy Coonan. This is where I get off. All right, everybody. Again, you be good. You stay safe. I will see you tomorrow. Peace. Much love and respect. Connecticut Medical Marijuana Critic. Compound Concentrates and Coffee. We are out of here. Sunday, November 15th, 2020.